Places like this are absolute tonics for the soul.
Some people crave absolute solitude, living far beyond civilization's reach. From eerie ruins in Argentina, inhabited by just one man, to isolated cottages hidden among Scotland's peaks, these places push isolation to extraordinary extremes. Brace yourself as we uncover 15 homes of people who want nothing to do with the outside world. Number 15. Elliday Island Lodge. How would it feel to have an entire island just for yourself? Elliday Island Lodge, perhaps the loneliest yet coolest house you'll ever encounter. Situated on Elliday Island, part of Iceland's stunning Vestmannaeyjar archipelago, this lodge is the ultimate escape for those craving true isolation. Built in the 1950s, this peculiar single structure sits alone on an emerald green island, surrounded by cliffs plunging dramatically into the Atlantic Ocean. Originally, the lodge served as a hunting retreat for puffin hunters from the mainland. Currently, it's maintained by a local hunting association, allowing a lucky few to experience solitude like never before. And getting there isn't exactly a casual trip to the countryside. You'll need a boat and some guts, as the only way onto the island is by carefully navigating the steep cliffs and slippery paths. Inside, things are minimalistic yet cozy, exactly what you'd expect in such an isolated retreat. Basic furnishings and no electricity mean you're completely unplugged, creating the ultimate digital detox. The house relies on rainwater collection for drinking and washing, and while the modern world races on elsewhere, life here slows down dramatically. So, could you handle staying in a place this remote, where the only company might be puffins and ocean waves? Number 14. Villia Epiquen. Did you ever dream of isolating yourself in a world of a post-apocalyptic thriller? Villia Epiquen, Argentina's ghost town frozen in solitude, is a haunting example of total disconnection. Southwest of Buenos Aires, Villia Epiquen was once a glamorous escape, attracting visitors seeking the healing waters of its saltwater lake. But in 1985, a catastrophic flood engulfed the town under 30 feet of water, turning vibrant streets into silent, submerged ruins. After decades underwater, the waters finally receded, revealing twisted metal, rusted cars, and salt-crusted buildings, an eerie landscape trapped in time. Today, just one man remains, Pablo Novak. Living among the deserted ruins, Pablo embodies extreme isolation, choosing to remain in the abandoned town with no neighbors, electricity, or modern comforts. His solitary existence is a testament to resilience, underscoring a powerful desire to stay detached from the world outside. Villia Epiquen now stands as a surreal reminder of how profoundly isolation can shape human experience. Here, one can witness nature's reclaiming force up close, a dramatic sanctuary for anyone wanting nothing to do with society, encapsulating solitude in its purest and most haunting form. Number 13. Serbia's Drina River House. For anyone who's ever wished for a tiny house floating peacefully in the middle of a river, Serbia's Drina River House is your dream come true, an idyllic escape completely removed from the noise and chaos of everyday life. Perched atop a rock right in the center of Serbia's picturesque Drina River, near the town of Bajina Bašta, this tiny wooden cabin is a sight straight out of a storybook. But this charming home isn't just photogenic, it has quite the adventurous backstory. Created by adventurous teens seeking a peaceful spot away from crowded riverbanks, the house quickly became their secret paradise. Using kayaks, boats, and sheer determination, they built a cozy retreat atop the rock, defying storms, floods, and even shifting currents. Over the decades, this tiny cabin has faced countless floods and been rebuilt multiple times, each reconstruction adding to its legendary charm. Inside the cabin, things are simple. Just a couple of rooms filled with essentials, no electricity, no internet, just the gentle sounds of flowing water and the stunning views of lush green banks. Visitors describe the experience as magical, feeling truly isolated yet incredibly connected to nature. Would you be brave enough to spend a night in this little house, where your only neighbors are fish and flowing currents? One thing's for sure, life on the Drina River House proves that sometimes the best escape from the outside world is right in the heart of nature itself. Number 12. Death Valley House. Is embracing absolute solitude and hardship in one of the world's harshest environments your idea of an ultimate adventure? Death Valley's prefabricated sanctuary, a house standing defiantly in the blazing solitude of America's hottest frontier. Positioned in the blistering heart of California's Death Valley, this minimalist retreat transcends the typical notion of a getaway. It's a confrontation with nature's harshest extremes. Here, under relentless heat that frequently surpasses 120 degrees Fahrenheit, stands a home engineered for survival, offering a pure, unfiltered taste of isolation at its rawest. Built to resist the punishing desert sun and crafted to merge seamlessly with the barren earth around it, the house commands sweeping panoramas of rugged mountain peaks, endless salt plains, and skies set ablaze by otherworldly sunsets. Inside, the minimalist elegance complements the stark beauty outside, stripping away distractions until your sole entertainment is the infinite theater of sunsets and galaxies swirling overhead. Only those bold enough to embrace solitude, adventurous spirits craving a life distilled down to basic essentials, and desert souls hungry for the ultimate test of resilience. Here, civilization fades into memory, neighbors are distant mirages, daily concerns shift radically from digital connectivity to the critical challenges of conserving water and enduring scorching heat. Visitors courageous enough to spend a night via Airbnb emerge changed, describing their experiences as surreal, profound, and transformative. This isn't merely a dwelling. It's an experiment in self-reliance, endurance, and a chance to face nature's unforgiving truths head-on. Number 11. Cliffside Sanctuary. Could you handle living perched dramatically on the edge of a towering cliff, far above civilization? San Colombano Hermitage, Italy's breathtaking cliffside hideaway that feels out of legend. Constructed into the sheer rock walls of northern Italy's Trombolino region, this incredible hermitage sits suspended above a rushing river, as if daring gravity itself. Founded over 1,000 years ago in the 8th century, it's named after San Colombano, a legendary figure who, according to folklore, defeated a fearsome dragon in this very valley. It was originally designed as a sanctuary for monks seeking absolute solitude and spiritual reflection. Accessed by a winding staircase of 102 stone steps, the hermitage is a marvel of human ingenuity and determination. The tiny chapel and simple living quarters are carved directly into the rock, emphasizing both spiritual isolation and harmony with nature. Over the centuries, monks and hermits called this cliffside retreat home, dedicating their lives to meditation and prayer, completely detached from the chaos of the outside world. Number 10. France's Enchanted Islet. Is this the hidden island escape you've always longed for? A tiny, mystical haven far removed from everyday life's noise? St. Cado, a captivating little island tucked away in the core of France's enchanting Itel River. St. Cado is no ordinary island. It's an intriguing, serene sanctuary accessible only by a quaint stone bridge. Legend says St. Cado himself created this stone pathway, linking the island to the mainland with the help of angels. These days, this bridge feels like a path to another world, drawing visitors into a timeless village suspended between reality and legend. At the core of St. Cado sits a charming 12th century chapel, surrounded by quaint fishermen's cottages, each echoing stories of generations who chose solitude over modern convenience. The island is best known for its iconic little house, sitting isolated on its own tiny rock nearby, surrounded entirely by tranquil waters. Known as the House of Nishtargur, this home symbolizes complete isolation, embodying the desire to withdraw from everyday life into a quiet, contemplative existence. Walking around St. Cado feels like stepping back in time. The only sounds here are whispering winds, gentle waves, and distant seabirds, creating an atmosphere so peaceful it borders on magical. Could you see yourself living in a place where time slows, where legends come alive, and the outside world seems to fade away completely? Number 9. Tiny Island Paradise. When the Sizeland family built their home on Just Room Enough Island, they took isolation to an entirely new extreme. Their charming red cottage occupies nearly every inch of a tiny island, measuring just 3,300 square feet, completely surrounded by the waters of the St. Lawrence River. With barely enough space for a few shrubs and a patio, It's the ultimate retreat for anyone wanting to disconnect completely from the outside world. Recognized by Guinness World Records as the smallest inhabited island, this secluded haven perfectly embodies the desire to live apart from everyday chaos. So it's proof you don't need acres of land to create your personal slice of heaven, just room enough to relax and enjoy life. Number 8. Scotland's Lagarb Hut. For those seeking solitude amid spectacular mountains and valleys, Scotland's Lagarb Hut is a hidden gem. Tucked within the dramatic beauty of Glencoe, this enchanting cottage appears plucked from a storybook, offering an idyllic escape into nature's quiet majesty. Positioned at the foot of Boachela Edith Moor, one of Scotland's most celebrated peaks, the hut promises tranquility like no other. Built by the Scottish Mountaineering Club, Lagarb primarily welcomes climbers and adventurers needing shelter from Scotland's unpredictable weather. Yet its fame extends beyond practicality. The hut is renowned for its breathtaking surroundings and unmatched sense of peaceful isolation, making it an unforgettable retreat. Well, the hut's remote location makes it ideal for disconnecting from everyday stresses. Surrounded by sprawling hills, pristine streams, and ever-changing skies, this small white cottage stands as a tranquil sanctuary amid Scotland's rugged wilderness. Accessible by foot from the nearby A82 road, Lagarb Hut may be hidden but is surprisingly reachable. Yet its secluded nature ensures visitors feel worlds away from civilization. Whether you stay overnight or simply visit, this charming hut offers a refreshing escape, immersing you in Scotland's dramatic beauty. Get ready for today's mystic topic. Tired of loud city streets? How about swapping that noise for the gentle whispers of the ocean deep? Someone decided dry land wasn't isolated enough, so they built this house entirely underwater. Would you dare to dive into a home beneath the sea? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to mention #MysticTopic. Number 7. Pre-Drangar, Iceland. Consider the freedom of genuinely disconnecting from everything familiar. Well, perched dramatically atop an isolated sea pillar off Iceland's rugged coastline stands the Drangaviti Lighthouse, a place that takes solitude to astonishing new heights. This lighthouse isn't your average secluded getaway. It sits atop a steep, narrow rock formation rising a dizzying 120 feet above the wild Atlantic Ocean, nearly 4.5 miles off Iceland's southern shore. Drangaviti Lighthouse was built between 1938 and 1939. Workers overcame rough seas and climbed ropes, manually hauling materials to the top. Why would anyone choose this incredibly remote spot? Its isolation serves a critical purpose, guiding ships safely through treacherous waters, particularly during Iceland's notoriously stormy winters. Surprisingly, until recently, reaching the lighthouse was only possible via helicopter, making it possibly the ultimate refuge for anyone truly wanting nothing to do with the outside world. Today, automation keeps Drangaviti running, meaning no human keeper is needed, and it's visited occasionally by maintenance teams. But imagine spending a night here. No neighbors, endless ocean views, and nothing but the crashing waves to keep you company. Sounds thrilling or terrifying? Number 6. Lingstuva. How far north would you go for absolute solitude? At the northernmost tip of Norway's stunning Lyngen Peninsula, Lingstuva offers exactly that, a breathtaking escape into isolation where nature puts on a show you'll never forget. Lingstuva Lighthouse isn't just remote, it's spectacularly positioned. Perched on a rocky shoreline overlooking the open Arctic Sea, this tiny white beacon marks the very edge of the mainland. Imagine standing here under the glow of the midnight sun, where daylight never truly fades from May to July. But reaching this secluded hideaway isn't exactly a stroll through the park. It's a scenic but challenging hike that starts from the village of Russelv, winding through landscapes filled with rugged cliffs, wildflowers, and epic panoramic views. The reward at the end: absolute tranquility and sweeping vistas of unspoiled wilderness. Why do people venture all this way? Apart from being the perfect spot to disconnect, Lingstuva is famous for its remarkable natural beauty. Think turquoise waters, whales passing by, and during winter, a stunning dance of northern lights above your head. If you're dreaming of a place where time feels suspended and the outside world fades away, Lingstuva might just be the ultimate destination. Could you imagine yourself watching the endless horizon from this breathtakingly remote lighthouse, completely surrounded by nothing but nature's majestic display? Number 5. Liza Cabin. Is escaping civilization and falling asleep amid clouds your idea of perfect peace? Liza Cabin, perched dramatically at an elevation of nearly 7,000 feet in Washington State's remote wilderness, it's one of the most secluded cabins you'll ever see. This cozy hideaway sits atop the picturesque Cascade Mountains, accessible only by foot. Yep, that means no cars, no roads, just a steep and exhilarating 5-mile hike from the nearest trailhead. But trust me, the effort is totally worth it. So why build a cabin way up here? Initially created as a lookout point for spotting wildfires, Liza Cabin now invites adventurous visitors seeking unmatched isolation and jaw-dropping views. Imagine waking up to stunning panoramic vistas of mountain peaks, lush forests, and endless sky, far from civilization, with only the sounds of nature for company. Inside, it's rustic yet surprisingly cozy, offering simple amenities ideal for hikers looking to truly disconnect. No Wi-Fi, no TV, just peace, quiet, and spectacular stargazing. Can you handle that kind of solitude? Number 4. Crystal Mill. Ever thought of living completely off-grid in a place that feels like stepping into a postcard? Welcome to Crystal Mill, an iconic wooden structure tucked away in the breathtaking mountains of Colorado. It was built near the small ghost town of Crystal. This enchanting mill once powered air compressors for local miners. Today, it stands perched precariously on the edge of a cliff, overlooking the roaring Crystal River, surrounded by lush forests and rugged peaks. Why is Crystal Mill such a magnet for solitude seekers? Well, there's no easy access, no highways or paved roads. Reaching this picturesque hideaway involves a bumpy, adventurous trek on a rough 4x4 road, hiking, or mountain biking. The reward for those brave enough to tackle the journey? Pure wilderness and a scene of an old Western movie. Inside, it's as rustic as you'd imagine without any modern conveniences. No electricity, no internet. Just an authentic taste of 19th century living. It's a place for those who dream of completely disconnecting and immersing themselves in nature's beauty. Think of your life as an endless adventure. Fishing crystal clear lakes, wandering untouched landscapes, and falling asleep beneath countless stars. Could Crystal Mill be your perfect retreat? Number 3. Eigg. A tiny Scottish island where community, nature, and solitude blend into a perfect escape. Located off the rugged west coast of Scotland, Eigg isn't your average island. Home to fewer than 100 residents, this stunning place covers just 12 square miles, yet offers an extraordinary level of independence and tranquility. But here's what's truly fascinating. The entire island is community-owned, meaning the locals run their lives sustainably and independently, totally off-grid. Why is Eigg the ideal spot for those craving isolation? It boasts spectacular cliffs, hidden beaches, and a dramatic peak called Ensgur, perfect for hikers. You won't find cars zooming around here, just bicycles, footpaths, and plenty of peaceful silence. Even better, Eigg generates its own renewable electricity, making it completely self-sufficient. When people aren't busy exploring caves, kayaking crystal clear waters, or spotting wildlife like seals and dolphins, they're living a life truly apart from the hustle of modern civilization. Can you imagine yourself living somewhere so remote yet connected closely with nature? Whether you're looking to disconnect completely or just escape the bustle temporarily, Eigg might just be your perfect getaway. Would you trade modern conveniences for the chance to experience true peace in this Scottish island sanctuary? Number 2. Casa Panedo. Step into fantasy at Casa Panedo, a captivating stone house that looks plucked from a storybook, nestled among the peaks of Portugal's remote Faith Mountains. Casa Panedo, literally meaning House of the Rock, looks like it emerged directly from the landscape. This extraordinary home offers a magical blend of rustic charm and absolute isolation. It's the kind of place you have to see to believe. Why build a house between giant rocks? Initially designed as a private retreat for family getaways, its secluded location was meant to provide peace and escape from busy modern life. With no electricity, Casa Panedo is as off-grid as you can get, perfect if you truly want nothing to do with the outside world. Imagine spending evenings beside a crackling fireplace, surrounded by thick stone walls and cozy interiors lit by candlelight. Outside, sweeping mountain views stretch endlessly, giving a sense of pure tranquility and isolation that's hard to beat. Although it's now a small museum, visitors still trek here for the surreal experience of stepping back into simpler times. Would you trade your bustling city life for a tranquil stone cottage hidden deep in nature's embrace? Casa Panedo just might be the ultimate dream retreat for anyone seeking total solitude. Number 1. Skidall House. Would you dare to live in the loneliest house in England? Skidall House, a stunningly remote cottage hidden deep in the breathtaking wilderness of the Lake District. Skidall House sits at an elevation of over 1,500 feet, miles from any road or neighbor. Nestled among wild hills and vast open moorlands, this rugged retreat truly earns its reputation as England's most isolated home. So why was it built here, miles from civilization? Initially serving as a shepherd's lodge, Skidall House later became a youth hostel, attracting adventurers who dreamt of escaping the modern world. It's a place where your neighbors are sheep, wild deer, and the occasional eagle soaring overhead. Imagine hiking several miles through stunning mountain terrain just to reach your front door. With no electricity from the grid, no internet, and water sourced from natural streams, Skidall House offers a true escape into nature, perfect for those seeking absolute solitude. Recently, Skidall House went on the market, capturing imaginations as an ultimate refuge for isolation seekers. Do you dream of a life away from civilization, surrounded solely by nature's untouched landscapes and nights illuminated only by stars? For anyone craving peaceful seclusion in one of England's most beautiful regions, Skidall House might just be the perfect place. Would you give up your modern comforts for the chance to experience life at England's loneliest cottage? Thanks for exploring these incredible isolated homes. Could you handle such solitude, or would you miss the buzz of daily life? Let us know below, subscribe, and see you next time.